Divine Creators, it's Tia Tierra, the Oracle Coach. I'm just here. I wanted to give a little lesson, a little teaching, give a little conversation about me and about tarot. One of the most offensive things I hear people say is, I don't need those cards, I just read energy. Okay, and it's not offensive because that's what you do. That's great. It's offensive that you think that there's a difference. Anybody who reads tarot or is a psychic at all anyway, they're going to need to know how to read energy. And I'm going to explain why. And I'm also at the same time, I'm giving you information about me as your tarot reader, so you know about me and you know how my gifts work. So I'm going to go over all of that, the clairsenses, and also what tarot is and how that works with reading energy. So I feel like if you are a person who doesn't know how to read tarot, it's mad offensive to say, I don't need those cards. Okay, but you don't know how to read them either. You don't know how to read them. That is very simple. If you were to look at this card right here, this is a new deck I got, y'all. I love it. I love it. But this deck is crazy. This deck is crazy compared to the original tarot deck. This is supposed to be wands. And you know how I figured this out? By looking at the cards, because I know how to do cartomancy. So that's what I want to tell you about me. I am a psychic. I am what people would consider an empath. I don't necessarily consider myself an empath anymore, but I am a psychic. I am a clair child, an indigo child, a star seed, an earth angel. And so I definitely know how to read energy. I read energy. That's all I do. I read energy in all types of different ways. But I'm also a cartomancer. That means I can read tarot. That means that I understand and study in the art of tarot. Tarot is simply a historical way of divination. Let me see. There might be some wording. Okay, so I got this book yesterday. It's the Tarot Bible. So I was just going to read a little bit, not a lot. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says the history of tarot. Nobody really knows where the tarot originated. As with many mysteries, historians, writers, and practicing occultists invented various historical roots colored by their own personal views. But it is known that decks of mystical numbered cards existed in India and the Far East in ancient times and were probably brought to Europe by the Knights Templar during and after the Crusades to the Holy Land. Okay, so the thing about tarot that I love is that it is an art. It is a study. There's history behind it because it dates back centuries ago. So like, for example, the Hanged Man in the tarot, the Hanged Man represents more than just, for a lot of tarot readers, they know that the Hanged Man can be about, stagnancy, be stalling, sacrifice, letting something go. That's things that the hangman can be about. But the hangman also can be about punishment, because in ancient times they would hang, and I forgot exactly where it was. It's I think it's like in Germany maybe. Don't quote me there. I'll let, when I actually do the class, I actually have real date places. But there is probably like Germany, I think, or one of those places. They hang people upside down by one foot, and they let dogs eat at them as a punishment. So in the tarot, actually the hangman can represent punishment. People don't all know that, but there's history behind tarot. I like studying things. I like ancient texts. I like ancient arts. I like learning mantras and chants. I like researching Kemetic stuff, like things that are like ancient and beyond are now. I like researching Kabbalah texts and things like that. I like learning about books from way back when that are now like considered not something you shouldn't read because it can lead to this. But yeah, like I love to study. I love to study different arts. So cartomancy is one of those arts that I study. I've been reading energy. So this is about me. I've been reading energy since I was a child. I always knew if someone was a good person to be around, or if I liked their energy, and if I didn't, and if their energy was okay, if I felt like something was going to happen. I don't remember ever telling my mom or saying anything, but I just remember always knowing something is about to happen, and then something would happen. Or I will always remember feeling like, I don't know if I can really trust this person with my mom, and then something would happen to prove I can't trust this person with my mom. And then I remember as a teenager, I remember knowing I was going to get pregnant with my daughter and things like that. Or I would just know, like, I can't trust this person. They're going to sell me out. This person, like, I remember being friends with this girl in 7th grade. And I just knew she was talking about me to someone and, like, sharing the letters that we would write to each other. And I just would feel like I shouldn't share these letters with her, because she's taking these and she's showing them to someone. And I found out that she was. It was things like that. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know I was reading energy or anything like that. I just thought that, I just thought of that. I didn't know nothing about being a psychic or nothing like that back then. Then when I got a bit older and I was saved and a Christian and such, I heard about being a prophet, and it made sense because I was always predicting something that for the future that would end up happening. And I was like, what the heck is that? Like, my daughter, me getting pregnant with my daughter, I saw those things. Like, I always knew when someone liked me and when they didn't like me. I always knew when someone's energy or feelings towards me would change. I could tell all those things. And when I came into spirituality in 2019, it all made sense. Like, it started to make sense. I started to learn about these things. I started to learn about clairsenses. And I was like, oh, that's what that is. And then in April of 2019, then I was introduced to tarot. So who needs a card? Why do y'all say that? I don't get it. Oops, my phone's gonna die. Sorry, y'all. For me, I just feel like you don't have to, oh, I think my heat just went on. But for me, you don't have to, like, try to, in order to feel better. I kind of feel like people feel like they're better than you if they don't need cards. But it's really, you just don't know how to read them. It's like Reiki. People can be like, I don't need to use Reiki to move energy. You don't even know what Reiki is. You don't even know how to do Reiki. Because if you did, then you'd know Reiki is just Japanese for universal life force energy. Literally, anybody can do Reiki. Anything that you do with energy is Reiki. So if you figured out some special way to maneuver a technique with energy, it doesn't make you better than a Reiki master because you're still doing Reiki. You just aren't certified in it, or you just haven't learned actually how to do it in a technique that is made for Reiki or uses symbols. But you're still moving life force energy. You're still maneuvering energy. It's the same damn thing. You just don't know the actual skill of what's considered Reiki as far as like being certified as a master. Just like tarot. You might be a clairvoyant. You might be able to look at things or see, have sights, have psychic seeing, have visions. Maybe you might be able to look at this card and see something. But you don't know what the Six of Wands means in the tarot. So you don't know the study or cartometry. You don't know the study of tarot or cartometry. So just say that. Why you gotta insult somebody else talking about, I don't need those cards, I just read energy? You don't know how to read the cards. You don't need cards. You don't know how to read them. Just say what it is. I don't know how to read tarot, but I do know how to read energy. It's very simple. Why you gotta insult somebody else? I be really offended. Like, I read energy too. What the fuck you think I be doing? I gotta read you. Okay, so the thing about tarot that I want people to understand is all these cards have a million different meanings. Let's see. For example, where is it at? Because I wanted to use this specific one. Okay, 7 of Shells in this deck. So 7 of Shells in this deck. I like this deck. I like that it's different, and I can read it for what it is or whatever. It says illusion on it. Someone who doesn't know how to read energy probably would just read illusion and be like, you are having an illusion. That's not the only meaning. 7 of Shells is 7 of Cups. Mind you, I never read the book to realize this. I'm just really good at tarot. This is the art that I learned. I like learning different things, and I learn really, really fast. So when I learned tarot in April of 2019, I learned it. I knew how to read those cards, and I learned the skill, and I learned really fast. Plus, I read energy, so I don't need the cards either. I just use them. They're a divination tool. But I learned really quickly, so I was going to give y'all an example. So in my tarot Bible, this book will tell you about each, the meaning of these different, what in the world? The meaning of these different, I knew I was tripping, like, why am I skipping over? The meaning of these different cards. So 7 of Cups can mean feeling disorganized, fantasizing about what you can achieve, high expectations, lazy attitude in life, putting off the inevitable, believing you can get away with anything, having your cake and eating it, illusions about love, an array of options open to you. Most people go with that one, having options. Most people don't talk about all those other ones, and this is how it typically looks in like the original tarot. Almost, but not even exactly. That's still not the original tarot Rider-Waite deck. I have that here too that I'll show you in a bit. But well, yeah, I can just show it to you. This is the original Rider-Waite. And then I'll explain that a little bit more too. But the thing about the 7 of Cups, and even all those meanings that I just gave you about this one card, that's not even all of them, you know. That's not even all of them. There's always more things. And here's the thing, like, I can pull this for someone, and I can get this with if I was to pull that with the 4 of Cups. Shit. Shoot. I'm not cussing anymore on YouTube. If I was to pull the 7 of Cups with the 4 of Cups, it'd be like, you're not happy with the options that you're given. That's probably what I would think. Depending on intuition, depending on the situation, depending on your particular situation or each individual person's particular situation, is how it could come out. Maybe I pull the Sun card and I pull it with the Moon. I don't have the Moon with me, but I pull it with the Moon. The Moon is about hidden truth sometimes, and then there's a Sun here, so then I automatically would be like, something's being exposed. Or the Moon could also be about an unclear path. Your path is being revealed to you. Now you can know where you're going. But guess what? I have to have intuition to know which one it is, because these cards have so many different meanings. This is literally a practice, a study. You can't just look at these fucking new cards I got. Look at this. Like, look at this. This is all over the place. You feel me? Like, these cards are not like, where is it? Here go the Hangman that I was talking about in this deck. Oh, my goodness. My camera focus. There we go. Oh, no, whatever. This is the Hangman. Yep, in this deck. I was trying to find, it's the High Priestess, because the High Priestess looks so different in this deck. Ooh, did I never see this card yet? I haven't seen that card yet. The page of, look, the page of Pentacles is a Princess of Gems in this deck. Like, and I never looked in the book. I just literally, it was certain things about the cards that let me know which ones represented what. Because I know the study of tarot. So I'll be like, I'm a beast at tarot, because I can literally look at any card. I can look at any deck. Here's a Wheel of Fortune. It says Destiny. But look at like how it's spinning. The wheel is spinning. This one is Spiritual Union, the 2 of Cups. Look at them. I can look at any deck and be like, I can read it. I can look at any deck. Queen of Wands. The World. It says the World on there. The Magician. But I can, okay, King of Swords. Here's the 7 of Cups in this deck. The 2 of Swords. I can look at any deck like this and know exactly, without ever looking in the book, I can know exactly what's what, even if it has a different name. Like, one of my decks is, they have the Druid instead of the Hierophant. Like, I just know because I practice tarot so strategically. And then you have to think about stuff like Oracle decks. If you saw me do the Aries reading for this month. I just did it last week. Then you saw me read these cards. I didn't read these cards from the book. There's a book for this. And I think I talked about the fact that it has a book and I don't use the book. I use clairvoyancy. You literally have to use the clear senses to read the cards a lot of times. Like, some people don't, but I feel like the best readers are the ones who have intuition. And usually people don't even feel drawn to do tarot unless they have that. I even read these astrological cards. And I study astrology. But I am not a what do you call it? Like, no, I'm literally a novice. I'm a novice in astrology. I'm learning it. It's a new art to me. But when I read those cards and I pull astrology cards, I know exactly what it's saying because claircognizance. So let me explain to you the clairsenses that I have and how I am as a reader. So we'll start with claircognizance. Claircognizance will start up here with crown. Claircognizance is here. It's the knowledge from the universe that just pours down. It's like a download. You just know stuff. It could be some shit you've never seen in your life. You've never read in any book, seen anywhere. But you just like, I just know that that's what that is. So when I'm doing astrology stuff, that's typically how I know astrology. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm a novice in this. I still have to look things up and study astrology. I'm still studying astrology. And that's not something that you really learn overnight. You learn it over time. There's a lot to astrology. And so it's not just like tarot where I haven't learned everything there is to know about tarot. Know that. I just know a lot about it. And it's definitely easier to learn things about tarot than it is astrology, because it's really just breaking down each card, break down the history. What did that card come from? What is the reason why that card was chosen to be this from that time and place in history and things like that? What did that represent? You know, like, did this have anything to do with the sun god, the sun? You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, or Hangman, and the fact that, who the Hierophant is, the Hierophant being like the Pope, you know, and this being a teacher card, you know, the Hierophant's right here. But that's just in this deck, tradition. You see how they're doing traditional stuff on the card. That's not the original tarot, so it's not how it looks. The original tarot, he looks like a Pope. He looks like the Pope sitting on a throne. And so, yeah, stuff like that. And there's actually tarot that's tied into certain zodiac signs. So the Hierophant is me. That's a Taurus. But me is also, where is it? I know I had it. The Queen of Pentacles. That's in that deck. I thought that I had her out over here. The Queen of Pentacles in the original tarot. I'm going to look at the original tarot with y'all in a bit. But, yeah. You literally, with claircognizance, you just know stuff. And so when it comes to astrology, and when I'm pulling these cards from this deck or from my other astrology deck, I'm literally, as I'm pulling these cards, learning what these things mean because of downloads. And I'm sure any astrologist can tell you that I'd be pretty close, because I go back and look later and I look online like, is that what the 8th house is? Oh shit, I was right. Is that what the 12th house is? Oh shit, I was right. The 2nd house, oh shit. And I'm cussing. I said I was gonna stop. But yes, I be shook because it be stuff like that. Like, I didn't even know, but I just was like, I have a feeling that it's like this, and then I'll look it up. If it's something I can look up, I'll look it up, and then it'll be that. That's claircognizance. So that's how I be knowing things. I might know things about the situation. I might pull a card, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I know that this 2 of Cups means y'all have had past lives together. Y'all and y'all know about these past lives. You feel extremely connected. Oh, bam, I pulled from my Twin Flame Oracle deck, and there's Twin Flame card. That's usually how it works. Like, I'm already getting the downloads before I even pull the card type thing. Like, see, I was just saying that. That's like confirmation. The clear intellect, which is like, sometimes I can literally almost like read someone's mind and be like telepathy, like someone speaking directly here, and I have a thought, and this is the thought that you had. Like, one time I remember I was talking to this boy, and I don't know what he was talking about, because he was right here. And I can hear him like, damn, she's so sexy. I want to ask her out. I said, are you flirting with me? He was like, what? And I was like, you want to ask me out? He was like, I mean, I do. I didn't say that out loud. I was shook. I was new to my gifts, and I was just like I was just starting to hone in on my gifts. So he was very loud right here to me. Like I could feel it, and I just knew clear intellect. And I was just like, it was like whatever he was saying, that drowned it out. I was reading this book, The Power of the Now. I'll put it in the description. It's a really good book. I read it, and this book tells you about how to clear your mind so that your thoughts are clear and you're able to actually be in the now and in the moment. Whenever I can do that, like clear audience, psychic hearing is way louder. So you might hear me during readings say things like, I just heard, because literally I heard something like someone in the room with me talking. One time I was doing a Scorpio reading and I said I could hear and feel someone breathing right here. Like they were just like, and I was like, I felt and heard somebody just breathe all in my ear. I could hear it like they were in the room with me, and that's how it'll be. But like whenever I would clear my mind, if I'm just sitting back, I can hear people I can tell that there's someone out in the universe. It's universal energy of hearing, and I can hear people saying things like talking about this situation. One time I heard somebody, they were saying something about me, and they were like something hurt, like she just, I want to, something, I forgot. But I just remember my response. My response was, why would they say that? Why would they want to say that to me? They never said it, but I heard them very clear as day. I heard in their voice. One time I heard like a future thing, like I was like in the future and I can hear myself speaking about something. And there have been times where those things have happened, or like I found out like that's a thing, like that's happening right now, like, or that's something that someone was thinking and it was just loud in my head. One time my kid, he projected his dream to me. Aquarius energy is fuck, like that's some shit an Aquarius could do. I'm cussing. Anyway, I'm gonna get better at it, y'all. We gonna start a jar for me. We gonna start, see, I wanted to say my ass, see, and I didn't say it, I did good. But we gonna start a jar for me for that. But yeah, so the little aqua baby, I was up, I was wide awake, I was on my phone. And I guess he wanted me to see his dream. So all of a sudden, I blacked out in this dream state, and I see him dressed as like a flower, and he's in this outer space realm. His eyes are all yellow, and he's like, look at this. And I'm like, what the? And so I came back too, because I'm like, what was that? And I asked him about it in the morning. I was like, hey, did you try to call me into your dream? He was like, yeah, I wanted you to see it. You seen the flower? I was like, what? Like that was real? And me and him have had several situations like that. We've astral projected together, some more stuff, like for real. Like my clairvoyance be strong. I be seeing, I can see, I can hear. I heard him when he interrupted me just on my phone playing to bring me into his dream. He was like, Mom. And that's what first started it, because I heard him like, Mom. And it was loud, and it was like echoed across the room. And I was like, and I looked, and I'm like, he's asleep still. And he was like, look. And when he said, look, that's when I blacked out. I was like, and I'm in this dream state with him. And I'm like, that was the craziest thing, but that's how my gifts work. So if you ever hear me say like, I heard, that's what I'm talking about. If I see somebody, like I can see people sometimes. I remember one time I was doing a reading for someone. I was doing a love reading, and I was like, I can see her, even though I don't know what she looks like. I see her doing such and such. I saw a person. I just wasn't sure if that's really what she looked like. She sent me, I don't know what made her send me a picture of her, but I was like, that's her. I said, was she wearing black today? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I be shook still, y'all. I still be shook at how my gifts be. But yes, I remember one time I was doing so this is how my gifts work. Literally, you can be like, Why is my thing look like freeze? You could be like she, and as soon as you say she, it's like I start downloading that person's energy. I start picking up on every vibe about them. If it's nasty, if it's good, I know. And I remember I was doing that with a friend of mine. We were talking, and she was telling me about someone that she knew, and I started getting these downloads about her, and I was like, man, I don't want to just be reading her situation, but I kind of was already in it because she was telling me about it, and I was already getting downloads about the truth about the situation, the revealing the shadow part of everything. And I was reading the shit so good, she was like, I knew you was over there pulling cards. I wasn't pulling there. I'm not pulling no cards. I was just reading the energy. I don't need cards. I don't have to pull cards. I know stuff. If I connect with someone, and like a lot of times when it comes to like the masculine or the men in my life, they'll come in and sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm just looking for friends. Or they be like, I want to teach you about something. I want to show you something. I want to teach you these things if you're willing to learn. And I can always tell when it's like pseudo, because they really want to get to know me. They like me. They're lusting after me. They think I'm beautiful, and they want to tell me that, and they want to see if if it can become something. It's never going to become anything if you're lying to me already out back and I can read energy. So I'm already going to be leery about you because you're not being honest with me about how you feel, and I see it. And this is the thing. I don't just come right out and say, I see what I see. I see this. I'm not going to do that, because you should just talk to me like I'm a normal person, because my life is already interesting enough. I don't need to read every single thing that's going on when we can have conversations. So even if I read that you're in love with me, I'll never tell you what you feel, because you should tell me. And if you don't, that's on you. That's on you. Because I'm not going to read that energy, but I can feel it, and I always know, and there's no hiding it. You can hide it. Can't hide if you don't like me. If you really don't like me, you feel some type of way towards me, you change your energy, and all of a sudden you don't feel like you like me no more because of whatever. I'm going to know all of it. Every detail. I don't need a card to tell me. But sometimes I put cards to confirm. And they always confirm, baby. And they always be right, because they always come out later. That's the thing. Like, I just be reading energy. We're going to go on to Claire Aliens. Sometimes I can smell my kids. Like, if I'm doing a reading, I might smell something. Like, oh, shit, I smell cookies. Like, sometimes I smell my kids because they want me. They're somewhere else and they want me. So I'll know that. Claire Gustins, tasting things. You may be doing reading. You taste some French fries. This is because at this time of their life, when they were eating French fries, they ordered some French fries. This happened, and there's a memory and a trauma attached to these French fries. That was deep. That was deep, but it happens. It happens. It do happen like that. One time, because I was going to go on to clairtangency. That's when you can touch something and you get the memory of that thing. So one time, someone had sent me a product, and they had wrote on the product with permanent marker. So when I touched the product, I could smell the permanent marker automatically that they wrote with. And I don't know what happened in that time and space, because I was really shook, because that had never happened before. It was the first time. But I went and I was like, because I was like, dang, it's been a long time. Like, you know, had to go through the mail and everything else for it still smelled like permanent marker. I couldn't smell the permanent marker on the actual label. It was a memory of it. It was Claire Aliens attached to the clairtangency and me touching it, because I didn't smell it before I touched it. As soon as I touched it, that's when it was like a whiff of permanent marker smell. And I was like, there must have been something that they were thinking about that was really important during that moment. That's typically what it is. So those are things that, you know, you'll see me when I'm doing the readings, the Zodiac readings, you'll see me touching the cards like this. And I'll keep tapping them. That's me trying to get the clairtangency, the psychic touch. Am I saying these? Claire Alien, psychic smell. Claire Gustin, psychic taste. Clairtangency, psychic touch. Clairvoyant, psychic sight. Clair intellect, psychic speech. Psychic intellect. Clair cognizance, psychic knowing. So when I touch the cards, that helps me to activate my psychic touch and be able to know what this card is trying to tell me. That's why I do that. So if you see me doing that, that's why, because maybe I'm struggling and I'm trying to trigger it. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Okay. I do that with pictures of people. Like, I'm looking at this picture and I'm like triggering it because I'm touching it. Or with things, if I really want to know about something, I can trigger that. I can tap and touch it until it triggers and I can see it. I don't do that a lot, but I can. I can do that with anything. I do that with someone's clothing, their books, their objects, their products. I can see if I want to, but I don't always tap into that because that's a lot, energy draining. But what's the other one? Clairsentience. That is psychic, physical feelings. So you'll notice during readings, I'll say things like, I can feel that in my solar plexus. I can feel that in my throat chakra. Now my throat, oh wow, what happened? You know, now I feel my head started hurting, my stomach started, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up butterflies. I'm feeling the physical feelings of the other person. If someone's heartbroken and I'm doing a reading for them, oh, I can feel that heartbreak. Physically. Because I haven't even talked about clear empathy yet. I can feel it physically. I can feel the pain. I can feel if you have pains in your hands and I'm like, you be having problems with your hands. Like this is part of my psychic abilities. So I might be able to be like, I can feel this chakra is off because all of a sudden that chakra is being triggered as I'm doing a reading. And I can tell the difference between yours and mine. People get in the comments and they're like, drink some water. You need, that's your throat chakra. No, it's not. I'm doing a reading. I know how to, like, I really do this when it comes to reading energy. I'm really clairsentient. I really am a Claire child, an indigo child, a star seed, an earth angel. I really am. So I really connect with these energies. What else with the clairsentience? Just feeling things. I can feel anything. I can feel it. I can feel y'all. Clair empathy. You might hear me in a reading say, I want to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm not one of those sensitive people that cry on everything. Every time someone tells me about something, I'm crying. But sometimes I do, but usually it's because I've tapped into the emotions of that person. Like if I'm watching a movie and I actually do cry, I've really gotten close to that character in that movie or in that show, and so I can feel their pain. And I know that because I start thinking about how they could possibly feel about the other person, like, oh, this person is dying in their arms, and I remember all the history between them from watching. Yeah, like it's really empathy. It's real clear empathy. It's like I can feel everything they're feeling. I can feel the heartache, the pain in my stomach. I can feel it, and I want to cry. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm doing that with a reading, even though I don't know you guys and I don't know your person. I'm doing that in the reading, and I can tell, I can feel you. And then we have the channeling that I do when I do the what aren't they telling you. I'm a psychic medium, so this is how I'm able to channel your person. I can channel different energies of different people and beings. And I can speak for them. I can do this with animals. I'm like an animal whisperer type person. I can speak to animals telepathically. And I also could channel what they want to say if I want to. But when I do that particular part of reading, I channel your person and what they want to say. I'm channeling the collective energy of that person and what they want to say. I'm channeling their thoughts to be able to get clear cognizantly what it is that they're thinking. That's why I'm able to do those things, and it's like y'all be saying spot on or whatever. But it's because of those senses that I have as a psychic and as a psychic medium. So, yeah, that was something about me, and I was just going to show y'all. I said I was going to show y'all the tarot and the different cards in there. So this is the original Rider-Waite tarot. Rider-Waite usually has symbolisms all up and through it, as you can see. Different symbolisms, and you learn these things. And I'm actually going to do a course on tarot so that you can learn it. So instead of saying things like, oh, I don't need them cards, just say you don't know how to do it and come take my class. You don't know how to read these cards. It's okay. Everybody don't. But this is the same card. So it would mean something different in different situations. This talks about truth. This card does too, but this also talks about balance. This also talks about justice, literally. Like a court situation. I was able to tell that somebody was in prison or gonna go to prison from reading this card. They was in prison. I don't know. Don't ask me how. But how they were talking to me from there, but they was. This card also can be about karmic justice. It could be about karmic debt. It could be about you getting what you deserve, whether that be good or bad. These cards have way too many meanings for you to believe that a person needs them and cannot read energy without them. They have way too many meanings. You have to be able to read energy in order to read these cards because of how many different meanings that there are. So it's a study, and I challenge you to study it if you're a person who can read energy, because it's a beautiful divination tool to use. Look at the beautiful pictures. Look at the beautiful... what is that? Oh, look at the beautiful pictures. You know what I mean? Like, look at all of this pictorial that are here with these cards. This is the chariots. This is the chariot in this deck. This is the high priestess. This is the magician. This is the 9 of wands. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much beauty and symmetry and symbolism to the cards. You might want to learn it. And I can definitely teach you when I release this and launch this program. I'm putting some stuff together. And once I have it together, then I'm going to launch the program. And I think that you should come and take it, because I can teach you tarot. It's good that you know how to read energy. So do I. So do every other cartomancer. But it's okay for you to learn a new skill if you like. If you like. You can learn a new skill, a new study, a new practice. Just like anything else. Just like a doctor has to go to school to doctor. You can't just be like, I don't need no degree to be a doctor. You do. For one, you do. I mean, people could do doctoring, but you don't have the same study and knowledge of a doctor because you didn't go to school for it. You can say you a shaman, but unless you were actually raised and brought up and taught about being a shaman, you still don't know the same things that a shaman does. I have the gifts that a shaman has. I don't have the knowledge that a shaman has because I was not raised in it, and I didn't get taught the things that they get taught. Do you understand? Does that make sense now? Okay, I'm a cartomancer. Does not mean I can't read energy. Other people are cartomancers. Does not mean they can't read energy. You just can't read tarot. Okay, that's the only difference. You saying to people, I don't need cards, I can just read energy, does not mean nothing. That doesn't mean nothing for them, because they can read energy just like you can, but they can also read cards and you can't. So come learn. Come learn with me instead of doing that, because that's not going to make you, grow your gifts, develop your gifts, hone in on your gifts. You using so much clairvoyance in this and using these cards, so much claircognizance, so much of all of the gifts, clairtendency, like I said. Hone in on your gifts. I have all 8 clairsenses. I'm a psychic medium. These are my gifts. And they go beyond that. You might call me an empath. If you're an empath, you would love to learn this. If you're an empath, I hope that this video helped you with knowing why certain things happen to you. Because I haven't finished the clairsenses series, and I'm going to. This is just even more evidence that I need to, because I do feel like people have that misinterpretation of people who read cards, and it really is a misinterpretation. We can read energy just fine. We just read cards too, because we know that study and we know that skill. And I just wanted to clear that up. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, tell me how this resonated in the comments. Tell me what you think. Even if you didn't like it, even if you don't agree, go right ahead and comment and tell me how you feel. And also make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of all the videos and my weekly Zodiac Love Tarot readings. So make sure you subscribe for those. Also, if you'd like to book a in-depth personal reading or have a Reiki session with me, because I am a Reiki master, please go ahead and check the description for that information. It'll be in there and you can book with me. Also, the information for a love offering, if you feel so led to leave one, is in the description as well. And thank you to all of you who have already donated. I appreciate you. Much love. Peace.